Boggett. Now, I'm calling the Minister to... I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, Deputy.
Only to report the record. I don't wish to open any aggravation. But there are 91 questions in the name of Fine Gael deputies here in the House. 8 of them I would adjudge to be of their respective authorship, i.e. the named deputy. 83 of them are very definitely manufactured by a single hand, each of them seeking information in relation to measures that have been taken to tackle. The consequence of it, I don't deny anyone the right to pose the question, but the consequence of it is that I, as an opposition deputy, will not have the opportunity to pose an oral question to the Minister in the single opportunity I have to hold him to account here on a monthly basis. That is my strong objection. It really is indefensible.
I'm sorry. No, look, that's not. Please, I'm sorry, Deputy. Please, I think. Can I just say? I'd ask members to resume their seats.
And I would appeal very particularly to the two junior ministers of the Department of Health, who are both from the Labour Party. Their members are not a party to this. It is solely and wholly from the Fine Gael.
Can I just ask members, please?
And I would ask that both Ministers Lynch and White would address this matter.
You conclude, please, now. We want to get on with question time. I just want to say, if members have issues, can I just say, sorry, Deputy, please, Deputy, before that. Well, very briefly, because we're waiting.
As a backbench member of this House, elected by the people, have I a right to place a question to the Minister of any department under oral questions or for written reply?
Sorry, look, I mean...
Could you answer the question, Mr. Corler? Could I get a reply to my question?
I'll make this point, that every deputy is entitled to table 2 questions to a minister. That's very clear. All I want to say, if deputies have issues about this, would they please, excuse me, Deputy, raise them at the CPP. That's the only thing I can say. Minister, please, do. Please.
In this Parliament, because they all wrote the same one.
Minister Reilly.
I'd like to ask the Minister how many new isolation beds have been introduced across our hospital sites over the course of the past 2 years in order to address the issue of the presentation of infection in hospital infections or hospital-based infections. And lastly, from my own recall, an issue that was of great concern to many of us here, going back over the years, was the failure of hospital authorities to advise either the patient or the family of the patient that they had contracted MRSA or other hospital-based infections. Can the Minister assure the House that the practice now is that the presentation of MRSA or any of the other hospital-based infections is indeed advised to the patient and their family, and that, unlike in the past, we don't have to wait to read it on a death certificate?
Minister?
Well, 2 issues, if I may. Just for the information of the House, the health-acquired infection prevalence in the Republic of Ireland at 5.2% was lower than that reported for England at 6.4%. but higher than that reported in Scotland at 4.9%. So we have made progress. We have a lot more progress to make. In relation to your question specifically about the increase in the number of single rooms or isolation rooms, I would have to obviously delve into the system to get you a comprehensive answer to that. But obviously the advent of the new wing at St Vincent's Hospital, where there's 100 beds, and also any newer hospitals and newer wings that have been developed are all single bed en suites, and that's the way forward. And indeed, of course, the National Paediatric Hospital will consist of single rooms also. So that whole area, and around the country, I would know in Beaumont and in Cork and other areas where additional en suite facilities have been built on, often with the help of the Cystic Fibrosis Society of Ireland, which is always very welcome. So I hope that.
Deputy O'Donovan.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
I have 2 other deputies offering. Please, Deputy O'Donovan, you have no question, Deputy. Well, Deputy Quillan, I thought you had a question. Very briefly, Deputy, because we're very out of time.
I'd like to ask when the second consultant neurologist will be appointed to Sligo General Hospital, as was promised 9 months ago. And the Minister, as you promised before the general election in 2011, when will we see the restoration of mammography services to Sligo General Hospital?
Final reply, Minister.
The answer to the latter question is as soon as we can locate mammographers, because there's a huge shortage of them. And I'm committed to that, and I remain committed to it. And in fact, there was a discontinuation of an internal training programme, which has now been, the discussions are taking place with UCD that might open again to train more mammographers, because there does seem to be a genuine shortage. And when there's a need for them, they're inclined to be taken up by the acute services, which I suppose is right. In some ways, the most acutely ill be looked after first. But it does impact on the service in Sligo, and I want to see that restored, and I've given a commitment to that effect.
That concludes,
I'll
question time.
writing on that.